He was always the object of attack. As if this was not enough, anything that has to do with him and everything that belonged to him, including his very life, were often on the verge of being taken away forcefully. Yet, he endured. Someone actually observed this trend and wrote as follows: he was oppressed, that is, yet when he was afflicted, he was submissive, and opened not his mouth like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. The first time that Manuel was deployed, it was simply to help his father's tenants, so that they could avoid getting into trouble. The only thing that these tenants had to do in order to be out of harm's way was simply to acknowledge him and to necessarily deploy him to take care of any threat that might arise. These were tenants who were living their best life ever in their sprawling garden home. Alas, these deluded tenants refused to play ball. Rather, they chose to collude with a certain notorious outsider who had always tried to steal Manuel's inheritance. In a last-ditch attempt to salvage a deteriorating situation, he was again deployed to act as peacemaker between his father and the tenants. He came looking like any of the tenants. The only things that set him apart were his obsession with his father's business and his concerns about the future of the very tenants. These were tenants who thought very little of him. Considering his determination to identify with these tenants, someone famously submitted as follows: he came to that which belonged to him, that is, to his own, his domain, creation, things, world, and they who were his own did not receive him and did not welcome him. But to as many as did receive him and welcome him, he gave the authority, that is, power, privilege, right, to become the children of God, that is, to those who believe in, that is, adhere to, trust in, and rely on his name. The most pathetic thing was that these self-obsessed tenants did not give him the honor of being the owner's son. He was therefore treated like an outcast. This caused another concerned witness to record as follows: he was despised and rejected and forsaken by men, a man of sorrows and pains, and acquainted with grief and sickness, and like one from whom men hide their faces, he was despised, and we did not appreciate his worth or have any esteem for him. Even now, he remains a butt of jokes. Recently, another surprised witness recanted an event where Manuel was an object of ridicule. On this occasion, some representatives of the tenants were mimicking an event when Manuel celebrated with some of his friends. Not surprisingly, his friends, that is, those who chose to follow him, are very few. We are talking of those who believe that is the real deal. Sadly, such were not many. However, these followers paid attention to every of his word. Some have even wondered, could it be that these friends of Manuel saw what others could not see? Could it be that these ones know what others have failed to realize? Could it be that these ones, that is, these few friends of his, that is, these few followers of his, could they have been told something that others were not told? It nevertheless appears that these friends of Manuel have chosen to cast their lot with him, no matter what. They keep hoping and believing that he will return. They believe and keep on believing that the end belongs to him. They know, they are assured that everything will end well in his favor, despite his ordeal right now. The promised return of Manuel has kept his friends and defiant followers hopeful. They are sure that his return will be the time of a new beginning. He had promised that he will make a comeback and take over the running of the owner's estate. Even though his enemies do not take this seriously, they actually question his promises that his friends had always relied on and believed in. He has always assured his friends that when he returns, he will fulfill a particular promise close to his heart. This promise relates to his detractors and enemies in particular. Not surprisingly, one of his enthusiastic followers at a recent gathering read out this promise. The promise, which has often been ignored by the cynical tenants of his father's estate, is as follows. But as for these enemies of mine, who did not want me to reign over them, bring them here and slaughter them in my presence. This simply means the future belongs to him and all those who chose to believe that he is the real deal and that his time is at hand. No matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone believes, no matter what anyone plans to do, his friends know that now things may seem gloomy. Now things may not be as rosy as they would want. But they believe that when he appears, all will be well. They know, they believe, they have been assured that his return will be the great beginning, the great future that lies ahead, and that he will rule the owner's estate for as long as he pleases, even forevermore. These friends of his have often warned others to rethink their stand on the issue of Manuel's situation. They warned, they've assured, they've tried to convince those who have taken it upon themselves to discredit Manuel. This is because they know the truth about him, and they are willing to enter into a debate, into a talk, to issue out warnings, especially considering the seriousness of taking or of adopting an unserious approach to every issue or to any issue that pertains to Manuel.